Buenos días. So, up until today, you've used a couple of question words. For example, you know this question: ¿De dónde eres? ¿Dónde? Where? ¿De dónde eres? Where are you from? And today we're going to learn three more question words. Now, the question words that we're going to learn are where, what, who, and how many. In English, these question words are invariable. That means that they never change. So I can be asking about one person versus two people, or one thing versus more things. I can be asking about one female versus one male. And these question words in English, they don't change. So you can take a look at the questions that you have in front of you. You'll see that the question words are invariable in English, right? So what happens in Spanish? Some of them are invariable. They never change. That's the case with where and what. ¿Dónde y qué? Some of them do change. Who, quién, how many, cuántos. They change, but they change differently. So, for example, for who, we have to only change it if we are asking for many things versus just one thing, so singular, plural. Versus for how many, we have to think about gender. Okay, so it'll be more clear when you see examples. So let's go ahead and get started. The first word is donde. And like I said, you've already seen the first question. ¿De dónde eres? If I translate it literally, it says, from where are you? ¿De dónde eres? The answer would be, soy de San Antonio, por ejemplo. Notice that in the answer, just like what we do in English, you don't need to put that question word because it's an answer, right? So I would just say, soy de San Antonio. Now, if I'm asking about two people, let's say that I have two students passing by and I remember that they're from somewhere else. When I say, ¿de dónde son? Where are they from? That donde didn't change. Donde is invariable. ¿De dónde son? Son de España. Or if I talk about female versus male, right? In this case, I put a picture there. ¿De dónde es ella? Ella es de los Estados Unidos. But if I would have put up a picture of a singer who was male, still would be ¿dónde? ¿De dónde es él? The thing that you have to remember is that ¿dónde, which means where, does not change. It's invariable. Let's take a look at one more. Here's the other one that is invariable. And that is what? In Spanish, ¿qué? 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 With an accent. Okay? That U is silent. It's just ¿qué? ¿Qué es? What is it? ¿Qué son? What are they? ¿Qué son? So notice that it didn't change whether it was just one thing or many things. It didn't change. It's just ¿qué? ¿Qué es? Es una librería. It's a bookstore. Again, I don't need to use the question word in the answer. I just use it in the question. ¿Qué son? What are they? Son pollitos. They are chicks. Let's go with who. This one changes according to the number. Okay? So if you're asking about one person, it's going to be quién, which is the first one there. If you're asking who are they, many people or more than one, quién es. Okay? So use quién if you're just asking about one person. Use quiénes if you're asking about more than one person. Ejemplo. ¿Quién es ella? Who is that? And notice that quién also has an accent. ¿Quién es ella? Es Dua Lipa. ¿Quién es? Okay, now I'm asking about more than one person. ¿Quiénes son ellos? Ellos son unos osos panda. There are some panda bears. The point here is that if it's one person, ¿quién? Who? If it's more than one person, ¿quién es? Lastly, ¿cuántos? How many? Now, for this one, how many, we understand that we're talking about something plural because we're wanting to count, right? And we've already used how many. ¿Cuántos y cuántas? ¿Cuántos if what you're asking about is masculine? For example, chico. Un chico, masculine. ¿Cuántos chicos hay en la clase? How many males are there in the classroom? ¿Cuántos chicos? Versus ¿cuántas chicas hay en la clase? Now, you could also talk about things, right? Counting things. Lápiz, lápiz. El lápiz, that's masculine. Therefore, ¿cuántos lápices hay? ¿Cuántos? How many? Versus ¿cuántas plumas hay? Plumas, la pluma, feminine. I know it's feminine because it ends in a. ¿Cuántas plumas hay? All right. So to summarize, we've learned 4 question words. How do you say where? And is it variable or invariable? It does not change. Okay? How do you say what? Is it variable or invariable? Invariable, doesn't change. Okay? How do you say who? It depends. It could be quién or quiénes, right? So it changes? Yes. What does it depend on? Whether it changes or not? It depends on the number. If you're asking about one person, ¿quién? More than one person, ¿quiénes? How do you say how many? ¿Cuántos? And when do you say cuántos versus when do you say cuántas? Cuántos, if you whatever you're wanting to count, is masculine, and cuántas if it's feminine. That's it for today. Be sure to memorize those 4 words. If you learned something new, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe. Adiós, amigos. Sigan estudiando. Les mando un abrazo y hasta la próxima. Adiós.